Have you ever wondered what a £5,725 gold coin set looked like? Well, look no further. This is it. The 5-coin proof Coronation Sovereign set. It's a stunner, there is no doubt. But at a very high premium, is it worthwhile buying? For the same money, you could get 15 sovereigns as opposed to 8.75 worth that you see here. So let's have a good close look at it and ask the difficult questions of whether or not this was a good buy or not. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and a very warm welcome to you all joining me for a special edition of In Focus Friday, where we have a good close look at cool things made of silver and gold. So special today, in fact, that I have bumped the other episode I filmed of the British Monarch series to next week, as I've just taken delivery of the King, the Sovereign, the coronation of His Majesty King Charles III, the 2023 5-coin gold proof set. And this is a special one. With the crown portrait of King Charles, it is very, very cool indeed. So, I'm here to ask the questions. Is this set any good at a whopping £5,725 for 8.75 sovereigns, essentially? Is it worth it? Or could you put that money into 15 of the new Bullion versions of the crown portrait? What might be better? So we'll ask those difficult questions in today's video whilst having a look at the coins themselves. So let's crack on and get some gold on the screen. So with the Royal Mint, you get this outer cardboard box, or an outer cardboard box, and then of course the one you've just seen there. An inner cardboard box with the Royal Mint's embossed logo on the front, very nice indeed. And a little leaflet with some information about the sovereign in there. We'll maybe have a look at that a little later in the video. And then we have the gloss finish box that we have come to know and love from the Royal Mint. They use this box pretty much exclusively for coins like this now. And this is the extra long one because, as you can see, they have got 5 coins inside here, although you can't quite see because they've got this little velvet strip to keep them in their housings. But there we have 5 beautiful sovereigns. I will say that I have put these in the wrong way round. When they arrived from the Royal Mint, they were actually in pretty good orientation, but I put them back in the wrong way round when I was playing with them earlier and having a good close look. So I can happily report that from my first cursory looks, these coins are all in great condition. I haven't seen any issues at all, to be quite frank, not even a few little sort of niggly things that I might even consider being issues, which is great. And we also must comment on the fact that they have arrived already. So the Royal Mint, notorious in the past for taking their time a little bit with some of their coin sets and series, and it didn't happen this time for me anyway. It's arrived straight away, which is fantastic. So here we have the 5-coin set. This is what it's all about. This is the reason I bought this whole set, why I spent £5,725 rather than just buying one coin for maybe a simple 725. Still a lot of money, but it's only a far cry away from the 5,000 extra it's cost me. But this 5-coin coin, this quintuple sovereign, is in my opinion the one that collectors will want into the future. It is by far and away the most staggering coin size that you'll have from somewhere like the Royal Mint. It's beautiful, it's really elegant, it looks great, and the design is a classic with St. George and the Dragon there. Absolutely brilliant. Really, really fantastic coin. So let's get really close to it and really see what it's all about. Now you'll see that you might go, oh look, there's a mark on the coin. It's on the capital. You can always tell if you move the coin around and the 2 dots don't separate. It's just a reflection on that coin. So a really, really beautiful rendition of St. George and the Dragon. Very happy with how this looks. A stunner indeed. But we've seen that design many times before. What we haven't seen is King Charles with his crowned portrait. So a really good rendition of Charles with that crown portrait. And why the crown portrait is important is because it's not going to be on very many of our coins at all. Now it has been confirmed that the Bullion sovereigns for this year, for the 2023 coronation year, will have the crown portrait. But after they are done, I am pretty sure that we won't see any more coins with crown portraits on unless there are some jubilees up ahead. So jubilees are celebrations of milestones, and usually the first one is the silver jubilee at 25 years, which would be a bit of a stretch for poor old Charlie. And he's no spring chicken as he is, and maybe that is not something that will happen. So we shall see if that ever comes to pass. This one here being the double, the second best in the series. Another great coin with a great size. There is, however, a difference between the two, which is why I really like the 5 coin. You can see here underneath the ground that the horse is riding on. Don't know the name of the horse, actually. We know St. George and the dragon, but we don't know the name of the horse. We can see the name Pastrucci, because this is, of course, the design by Pastrucci, the famous quintessential design used on our sovereigns. So I like that this is different in that regard. It does make it stand out. It does make it unique. And, of course, with the crown portrait on the other side as well, it should stand the test of time for sovereign collectors. So therein is the main issue. Is this going to be a popular collector coin set series, whether it's the 5, the 2, the 1, the half, or even the baby little quarter, which we're going to look at now? Or is it just going to be consigned to history as just another proof sovereign and potentially not be worth a great deal of money? Now, my argument here, and this is one of the rationales that I use to justify spending so much money on this set, is twofold. First, I'm kind of committed to this changing of the guard era of sovereigns. So I got the Platinum Jubilee Sovereign last year of Her Majesty the Queen's 75th. Was it 75th or 70th? No, it was the 70th, wasn't it? Anniversary. I then got the, I'm now said that, I'm not entirely sure. I think it was 70. Next, I've got the Memorial Sovereign for, of course, the passing of the Queen. And I went big on those as well. So to get this one, which is the completion of the changing of the guard, I think only made sense. So I have a really stunning collection of these sovereigns, which have absolute places in history going forwards. And I do think that that makes a difference for collectors out there. Now, what we are looking at here is, because the coins have not sold out from the Royal Mint, a lot of people are saying perhaps that it's a bit of a flop and that these coins will not hold any value, and you'll be able to get them in a few months' time cheaper on the second-hand market. And that very well may be right. If you want to get the 5 coin, just the individual, there might well be better options out there in the future. That's not how I usually like to work. I don't like to leave it to chance, because they could go up and we could be in a situation where they are costing more in the short term. I've hedged that by just getting them from the Royal Mint directly. And if you are wondering, the £5,725 seems an awful lot. It is, but there are ways that you can make it cost less with things like cashback offers from Honey and Quidco, and even the bank cards that you might use. So I actually got a total of 5% off that price, which is an awful lot of money. Awful lot of money. 250 odd quid. I think it was £278 in cashback that I've accumulated. Now, I won't have access to some of that cashback for 3 or 4 months, but it'll come. So always shop around and make sure you get the right deal. But the point is that the whole collector's issue of these coins will not necessarily be about right now. If you're buying this set and you're holding it, you're not going to be selling it to a sovereign collector right now. A sovereign collector worth his salt will already have this set. They'll have already bought it, or they'll buy it in a few weeks' time after it's become available on the second-hand market. That's what will happen. They'll have it already. What you're banking on is the future sovereign collectors that are out there in this world. And I do think that there will be more and more of those that come to the fore. It is one of the most collectible coins in the world. And I can speak from experience when I know about how you kind of evolve your collecting, stacking journey. And a hardcore sovereign collector could quite easily come out of the woodwork at any time, considering how much and how awesome these coins actually are. So that's my goal. My goal is 10, 15, 20 years' time, whenever that might be, to find those sovereign collectors that want to look back to those bits of history. You know, we're in this new era now of King Charles. He's not maybe as popular as Queen Elizabeth, certainly isn't as popular as Queen Elizabeth in that regard. And maybe we're in this sort of eventual decline of the monarchy. And maybe one day the sovereign, as we know it, will be no more, because we won't have a sovereign anymore. And then these coins will really stand out in history as incredible pieces. And who would not want to mark the era of the changing of the guard of the most accomplished and recognised monarch that the United Kingdom has ever had? I think it will happen. I think these will do well into the future. But, of course, it's no mean feat to sit on £5,725 worth of stock, essentially. You're just sitting there with this coin, not doing anything. I do think these will hold value pretty well. Now, if we examine the premium over spot, so these all weigh up to, well, we're not going to weigh them in grams because it's easier just to talk about sovereigns. There's a 5, there's a 2, there's a 1, so that's 8. And then there's a half and a quarter, so there's 7.75. So there is a total of 8.75 sovereigns here. Now, for the same amount of cash, you could probably buy 15 sovereigns, probably 15 of the new crown portrait sovereigns as well. So the question then comes, is it better to potentially buy 15 of these, or 15 bullion sovereigns, as opposed to these very expensive premium coins? So my thinking is, certainly from my stacking perspective, yes. And if you're in a fortunate enough position where you've got some investments that have come through and you've got that cash that's lying around, like maybe we have, it's one of those things. I get a lot of conspiracy theories of, oh my goodness, you make so much money from YouTube and selling coins that you can buy these sets. No, not at all. It's very much those long-term savings investments that have matured and then come through, and then you need to reinvest them. It's about that for us in the Backyard Bullion household, not about how much money we make on a monthly basis. And for me, if we've got budget this year for more bullion gold, undoubtedly I will buy some of the Coronation Bullion sovereigns. If I had to choose between the two, and I couldn't get both, I would probably choose the bullion sovereigns. They're more liquid, they're less risk, but at the same time, the inner collector in me does enjoy these coins. And whilst I'm talking about holding them for the future and liquidating them to a future sovereign collector, that's my exit strategy. In the interim period, I'll quite happily call myself a sovereign collector and create this really, really good collection of sovereigns that I've got going here. So from my perspective, I'm not too worried about the fact that they haven't sold out. Let's have a quick look at some of their paperwork, shall we? I know a few of you like that. I'm not worried that they haven't sold out instantly from the Royal Mint. They will go eventually, and then when they are gone, we shall see how they crack on. I should need to remind you all about the Great Engravers Una and the Lion. That was in stock for weeks, I think nearly a month before it went. And then we saw how that evolved, the hype, the hysteria. Not saying there'll be hype and hysteria over this. I think there'll be genuine demand for it. So there you can see all of the details of the different coins here, with the 5 piece, being the lowest of the mintage here, 1,080. 1,655 doubles, 18,905 singles, 5,400 of the halves, and 4,600 of the quarters. There we go. There's the little message from Majesty. You can have a pause and read of that in your own leisure. And then we've got, of course, the little booklet that came with it, the Sovereign. My only gripe is I don't like these elongated booklets. I know why they do it, to fit them in the boxes, but they're a bit of a faff, certainly a faff for putting on a YouTube video, but easily bent as well, unfortunately. Crowning a king, there's the king. And there he is as a wee babby. And then Born to Serve. Heart and Compassion, with the Prince's Trust. There he is alongside the Queen. I do miss the Queen. It is sad, but it's part of life, I suppose. We'll see. We'll see how the monarchy evolves with Charles and then into the future as well. I think it's going to be an interesting next 100 years for the monarchy in this modern world. We'll see what happens. So there's the little booklet. A coin fit for a king. And I would certainly say this set is fit for a king, for sure. So, there we have the 5 coin set with the 5, the double, the single, the half, and the quarter. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section about this coin set. It would be very interesting to know what you think. I will imagine there are a lot of people who think that this is a complete non-winner. But I'd be interested to see if there are people like me who perhaps have other thoughts on where this goes. I'm not going to cover them up just yet. Goodness me, they're beautiful. So, see you down in the comments for a good, fun, healthy discussion. It would be great if you've enjoyed this video for you to hit the like button, especially if you're watching to the end, which means that you must have liked it, surely. Otherwise, why would you be watching for 15 minutes of me rambling on about bloody coins? And if you have watched this far, then you are now in the Super Cool Kids Club, the Backyard Bullion Ramblers. And I always love to hear from my ramblers down below. So if you are new to that club, this is the first time you've watched to the end, let us know. Welcome. You are one of us now. Otherwise, that's it. So next time we'll see the Monarch series coins, and then, well, that's next Friday. Sunday, doing something a bit different. We've got an ASMR silver pouring video for a very good friend of mine, 365 Days of Silver. We made him something special. That'll be out on Sunday. Otherwise, have a great weekend all. See you next time. And as always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.